Welcome to Sex Positive Gaming. I'm Annie, and today we're going to be looking at 10 games where you have the option to interact with a trans character. Back when I did Flavor of the Week Harem, I asked you all in the Sex Positive community what you wanted to see next, and this was the most requested option. These will all be games where you have the option to interact with a trans character, or have the option to have a character be trans. This will not include any Futanari characters. What's the difference? Futanari characters tend to have the procreational sexual characteristics of both male and the female. Basically, they have a penis and a vagina. There are also some religious and cultural aspects involved depending on the society that you choose to be a part of. I promise that I will do a Futanari Flavor of the Week later on, but today we're focusing exclusively on trans characters. Our first title is Fetish Locator. I'm covering this in depth on Friday, but in short, this game is awesome. The trans character is a badass lawyer, and she's probably my favorite pick for Best Girl. You have so many options when it comes to flavors that it offers something for everybody. I think everyone will find this to be an enjoyable game, as long as you don't hate visual novels. Good Girl Gone Bad is a female protagonist game where you make choices about how you live your life. One of the paths you can take involves a trans character. You can't control if she's trans or not, but you do have the choice if you want to follow the path. It isn't very romantic and very harassment focused, so it is limited. But if you like that, the game is pretty and highly replayable. Just not if you're wanting lots of options when it comes to trans interactivity. Lunars Chosen was really fun. Usually games that involve magic means that you'll get a Futanari character as opposed to trans. In this case, the character woke up one day with new parts because why the hell not? You have the option, using magic, on if you want the character to remain trans or return to her original form. The character interaction is awesome, and I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the story, gameplay, and graphics. I really wish I had picked this game over WVM, but hopefully I'll get the chance to revisit Lunars Chosen in a future episode. Dr. Amana Sexual Therapist is a really good game that is currently undergoing a reboot. The new version is much better looking, and I am excited to see how it develops. Currently, the optional trans interactions don't exist in the updated version, but the developer promises to remedy this in the near future. While I highly recommend this game in general, I can't recommend it in its current form if you're looking to explore trans interactions. You could use the earlier build in the meantime. Otherwise, I will revisit this game in the future when there is expanded content. Midlife Crisis is rough. It warns you at the start that the images and models are a work in progress, but I would expect more from a game that is almost 2.5 years in development. The trans option is very limited, and I would not recommend this game to someone looking to explore this flavor. Hell, I don't recommend this game in general. There are better quality projects to contribute your money to that have done much more in much less time. Apartment 69 is a game that follows the life of what appears to be handsome Squidward. No, really, just look at him. The graphics aren't great, but they're much better than Midlife Crisis. The story is actually pretty meaningful. The trans character is really represented well, and the game explores the struggles that they have faced. This includes family interactions, school, and bullying. I was pleasantly surprised at how genuinely nice it was to play this game. I usually don't review games that are as new as The Shrink is, but it is by a seasoned developer that puts out consistent, quality content. It's a pretty standard cohabitation game with roommates and a landlady. Add an outbreak of a virus that makes everybody deserve to be put into horny jail, and that's pretty much the game. All of the trans interactions are skippable if you choose, and they do not impact the story noticeably. That is good for those who want to avoid it, but bad if you want the game to offer a more meaningful relationship. The graphics are good, and the game is fun, even if it could do a better job with the trans interactions. Life Play 2 is like a modded Sims 4 with an extreme focus on sexual flavors. You have an incredible level of customization in this open world sandbox, like an intimidating amount. Sadly, the story suffers greatly from this focus on options. If you want to play around in a world where you control everyone's sexual parts, flavors, and don't care about if the game has a plot or not, you might have a great time with Life Play 2. I covered WVM on Monday, and for all of its flaws, it does a great job letting you pursue a relationship with a character you choose to be trans or not. The mechanics are lacking and the art is spotty at times, but if you're looking for intimacy and romance, this is a great choice. And finally, we have Summertime Saga. This game is so incredible that it's no surprise that it gives you the option to have a fantastic relationship with a character you can choose to be trans or not. This stupid, goofy game is so engaging in the depth and quality of the story that I can't stress enough to play it. It even has enough minigames and additional content to distract you if you hate visual novels. Seriously, play this game. This was a hard list to compile in that there are currently not a lot of titles available where you have the option to choose if you want to have a trans character in the game or not. As you can see, some of these games did a much better job at providing meaningful options for trans character interactions. It doesn't necessarily make them bad games, but it does make them worse choices if you're looking for this particular flavor. Given that, I do not recommend Good Girl Gone Bad, Midlife Crisis, and Life Play 2. I will probably recommend Dr. Amana once it adds trans content to the current build. I recommend WVM, Lunars Chosen, Apartment 69, and The Shrink. And my strongest recommendations are for Summertime Saga and Fetish Locator. There you have it. Let me know what you thought of the list and of my recommendations. What game do you like the most? And as always, no shaming, just gaming.